This is Joseph Angier with Solano College Sports Network team here at Vacaville High School, where we will be celebrating the life of a young man named Demetrius Ward. Demetrius Ward was shot and killed Monday morning. Demetrius Ward was a bright young man with a 4.0 GPA and was on track to graduate with his class. Demetrius Ward was beloved by his family and friends and was a great teammate. Coach Papadopoulos told me that he was such an intensive vibe around the team, and he was a very great competitor. We will be now taking it down to the field, where we'll be seeing the ceremony for Demetrius Ward.
Treasurer Demetrius, at this time, we'd like to request your consideration for a moment of silence for the passing of Demetrius Ward.
$1.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, play hard tonight. And now to perform her rendition of our national anthem. Please rise. Gentlemen, take off your hats. And please welcome Emily Grayson.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tom Zanino Stadium, where the visiting Rodriguez Mustangs are taking on your Vacaville Bulldogs. My name is Brian Nelson. I will be your play-by-play man for the evening, and alongside me, the color analysts. First, Joseph Angier, and second, Jake Wade. How you doing, fellas?
Good. How are you doing, Brian?
Doing good.
Yeah, it's a tough situation here in Vacaville because of the unfortunate tragedy of the loss of Demetrius Ward. Joe, you had a chance to talk to some of the players. What did they tell you about Demetrius?
Demetrius Ward was just a great player to be around. He was such a beloved teammate and friend to everyone. He played with a big heart, and he was always there for you whenever you needed him.
And it's such a loss for Vacaville, and with heavy hearts, we still have to play a football game. So, Joe, what are some of the keys for Vacaville to win this game against Rodriguez?
The biggest keys for Vacaville is going to be their big heart. The whole game they're going to be playing hard and physical and in their face. They will not let up just to play for their teammate. I will not be surprised if a Vacaville player stops at the end zone and prays for Demetrius Ward.
So
and Vacaville's run game will be the key to this game too. And I would be surprised to see Brock Hecking throw that ball.
Yeah, Brock Hecking is having a heck of a year, folks. 31 for 59, 540 yards, and 7 touchdowns through the air with 97 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns rushing. Jake, what are some keys for Rodriguez before they kick off the ball?
Well, the biggest key offensively for Rodriguez is going to be to really get the run game going with Isaiah Moore. He had a good game last week and putting up 13 carries for 105 yards. And the biggest key for them defensively is going to be to stop that three-headed monster of a run game for Vaca High.
So we are getting set for the kickoff here. Rodriguez ready to kick off. Number 25, Cassius Reynolds, ready to receive the ball. And the ball is up in the air, and it is gathered by Kane Cunningham, and he is running up the field to the right side. He has a hole. If he can get past the defender, he is on his way, folks. 30 to the 20 to the 10. 5, touchdown Bulldogs on the opening kickoff.
Wow, that is a great thing for the Vacaville Bulldogs. Straight away on the kickoff to a great tribute to Demetrius Ward on the first play. Cunningham breaking through that right side of the hole and reaching the end zone right there like that.
Really just a great job there by the Vaca High special teams there to give Kane Cunningham some huge holes to run through after a little miscue on the handle of the kickoff. Great job there by Kane Cunningham to get through those holes and score a touchdown.
And boy, what a start for the Vacaville Bulldogs on such an emotional night. I got chills when that guy was running down the field all the way to the end zone.
And it's surprising you don't see Vacaville show up on special teams that much. That's the first time in a long time I've seen Vaca High had a great special team kickoff return.
They are playing with a definite chip on their shoulder, and they are playing for a specific reason, and that would be the memory of Demetrius Ward. So right now we have Sam Patel getting ready for the kickoff for the extra point, and it is no good.
That was good.
So it is a 6-0 Vacaville lead. But what a start for Vacaville. They have to be completely energized by that run back by Kane Cunningham.
Oh, yes, they are. They are playing with also Demetrius Ward's number on the back of their helmet to honor him in this game, and that was just a great job by Vaca High special team to get the ball down the field.
Really hard position for Rodriguez now. Already an uphill battle against a great Vaca High team, but now you're already down 7-0 too. It's not going to be an easy road for Rodriguez to win this game tonight.
Also, Rodriguez did struggle last year against the run, and we've been told by a source by Rodriguez that their running game is their best game on their team offense.
Stopping the run for Rodriguez was a problem last week, giving up 399 yards on the ground to Bethel. So that's definitely going to need to be something that they need to contain if they want to stay in this game against that great Vaca High triad of running backs.
That trio you talk about would be, of course, DeMonte Moore, the running back, the fullback Kane Cunningham, who just ran that touchdown for that kickoff for a touchdown, and Michael Walker. So Rodriguez receives the ball, and he is going off the left side, and he is trying to get an edge on the defender. He is gang tackled right around the 26-yard line, and that's where Rodriguez will start their first drive of the evening.
That was a good answer by number 4 to get to the 20-yard line. It wasn't a touchdown like Vaca High's, but it was a good way to get this offense going.
So Anthony Cable being very patient there, trying to find a hole and trying to break one just like Kane Cunningham did. So pretty decent field position for Rodriguez to start out.
That was a good job by Vaca High special team to break down and realize what he was doing.
And so Rodriguez is getting set to snap the ball. They run a shotgun-style offense with 4 wide receivers and a running back. Quarterback today is Ron Tavis Williams, his first start of the season. So Ron Tavis throws it to the right side and is caught by number 15, Terry and Varner. And he runs up the field for a first down.
Even though that Vaca High is great against run, they are not the best against the pass. That was a good job by Rodriguez realizing that and giving off to one of their number 1 receivers, number 15.
So that last play was Ron Tavis to Torian, which is quarterback to quarterback. Isn't that right, Jake?
Yeah. Varner definitely played quarterback last week, and I don't know what happened, but he's not starting at quarterback for whatever reason today. So we got a new quarterback going, and they're still throwing the ball to each other.
So the referees are talking to see what a potential penalty might be, and they signal a offsides on Rodriguez, so that backs him up 5 yards. So it will be a 1st and 15 to start out. So we have a substitution. Reed Ramirez is in at linebacker instead of Wyatt Faulkner. this one.
That was a great job by the defensive line for Vaca High. Number 56, Christian Carmichalos, was there for the stop.
Yes, Christian Carmichael defending the run there. So Rontavis Williams, his teammates call him Tay. He is getting ready for the snap on 2nd down and 15 after that rush for no gain. And it is botched by Rontavis, but he picks up the ball, is running towards the left side. He has the edge. Not quite. He is tackled for a loss by number 85, Malik Walker.
That was a great job by Vaca High's defense, accelerating on that missed snap by Rodriguez, his quarterback, Williams, and taking him down for a sack in the backfield for a loss of 10, looked like.
Really a tough spot now for Rodriguez. It's already hard enough against that great Vaca High defense, but now you have 3rd and 22. It's not going to be easy, like we've said already today. So we'll see what they can do.
Not many plays dialed up for 3rd and 22, especially with a new quarterback like Rontavis Williams, who has predominantly been a wide receiver this whole year. Let's see if his arm can pick up a first down for the Mustangs. He drops back, rolls out right. He launches the ball downfield. Torian Varner adjusts for the ball, and it is caught at the 45-yard line for a first down for Rodriguez, a 27-yard completion.
Wow, that was a great job by Williams to throw it down to realize his number 1 receiver is Varner. Quarterback to quarterback, again, like you said earlier, getting the chains moving for Rodriguez.
Really interesting to see how the receiver would pass, if he would be more of a running style quarterback going into this game. But from what we've seen so far, he looks to be more of a pocket quarterback. A pretty good throw down there to his receiver for the first down, and now they get the chains moving.
So it is first down and 10 to go, and number 31 is in motion, and he's handed off the ball. It looks like there's a fumble on the play, and it looks like Vacaville has the ball because Reed Ramirez is running away with it. And it signaled Vacaville football. So that ball was stripped from number 31, Quentin McNeely, on the little jet sweep action from the wide receiver, and Vacaville forces a turnover.
That's something you cannot have for Rod. After giving up that open field kickoff return and then giving up the fumble, now Rodriguez is going to have to fight back for that ball back.
It was a huge momentum play that Rodriguez had with that long pass to Torian Varner on 3rd and 22, but all that goes away when you turn the ball over on the very next possession.
Now we're probably going to get our first look to look at Chad Hecking tonight and see how he responds to the kickoff return for a touchdown to start off the game.
So Chad Hecking bows his head, probably says a little prayer, and he snaps the ball to number 2, John Burke, and he is stopped after a minimal gain. I'll say a gain of about 2.
That is not like usually the Vacaville run game, being stopped for only 2 yards. I was thinking I would see Walker get upfield more.
But Rodriguez has some beef up front with Keenan Bosby, Warren Brandon, Dorian Sanders, and Jonathan Francisco as their starting defensive line. And it is handed off the ball to number 24, Kane Cunningham, and he bursts up the middle. And he is down at the 40-yard line. That is a first down. Kane Cunningham with another big play for Vacaville.
Cunningham is always showing up for Vacaville during big moments like these, always busting out for his averaging per game at least 100 yards per carry.
He's a great big running back, fast running back, can run you over, can slide past you, can do whatever it takes to get that first down, just like we saw in that last play.
So John Burke in motion, and he sees a jet sweep, and number 24, Kane Cunningham, gives him the edge, and he bursts upfield, and that is another big play, a run of 17 yards for another Vacaville first down.
That was just all heart there by the Vacaville run game, pushing the front line with their big boys in front for Vacaville. Austin Bird, Reese Peterson, Alan Borja, Trevor Stewart, Michael McCownley.
So good job by the Vacaville offensive line. And now it's given to Kane Cunningham, and he's pushing the pile up the field, and it looks like it is a gain of 4 yards on first down, so 2nd and 6 to go for the Bulldogs.
Good piece of running there. Even when you're a running team like Vaca High, you're not always going to break off those first downs, but it's a good job of Cunningham to keep his feet moving and keep just getting those yards, even if they're not first downs or touchdowns.
So typical Vacaville football so far, all running plays to start off this second drive. First for the offense. And just as I say that play action pass by Chad Hecking, he pumps. Kane Cunningham is wide open, and he goes in for the touchdown. Big hit by number 4, Anthony Cable, but Kane Cunningham in there for the first touchdown from Chad Hecking to Kane Cunningham.
Before you started that play, I was about to say, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Chad Hecking throw the ball right now, because in a second down, that's the time when Chad Hecking likes to throw the ball.
Even after the big hit by sophomore free safety Michael Winston for Rodriguez, Kane Cunningham was still able to hold on to the ball and continue to score touchdowns, and that's 2 already for him in the game with the kickoff return.
Cunningham is making his appearance shown tonight, playing with a big heart right now.
So with that missed PAT, the Vacaville Bulldogs are going for 2. And it is another play action pass. Chad Hecking rolls out to the right side. There's a flag on the play. He throws it to the end zone, incomplete. Might be in the area of holding, and it is on Vacaville, so that will be declined. So a failed 2-point conversion, so Vacaville leads 12-0. We have 7:11 left in the game, and really a dominant start for Vacaville Bulldogs.
We weren't really surprised with that loss of Vacaville playing really hard tonight. It's not the first time this happened to the school, so you can tell that Vacaville really wants to play big-hearted tonight.
You could just tell by looking on the Vaca High sidelines, they're not surprised at all by how this offense has performed and how Kane Cunningham has already shown his presence in this game so far as a dominant runner of this Vaca High offense.
So Kane Cunningham, early on player of the game nominee, but now Anthony Cable for Rodriguez is running the ball back. He hesitates, is tackled right around the 21-yard line for the Rodriguez's second possession of the ball game.
That was a good job by Anthony Cable to get up the field and realize on the right side there was an opening for him to get to the 20-yard line.
If Vaca High did have a free runner, it was Amari Johnson on him and ended up making the tackle. So good play to keep his wraps, and there's no one behind him. If he would have broken that tackle, I don't know when he would have been tackled after that.
So Ron Tavis Williams goes back in the shotgun position, examines the field. He has 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. And it is a wide receiver screen out to the left side, and he is quickly snagged up. And it is a loss of 1 on the play.
That was good coaching discipline by Mike Cassis and Ryan Smith on the defense coordinator side for Vacaville High School. And a good job by the linebackers for staying down and picking up the reception.
Really good idea there by the Rodriguez offensive coordinators to call a screen pass when they have been able to throw the ball down the field a bit so far on Vaca High today. So why not try a little short pass, see what happens.
Let's see what they do on second down. He rolls out to his right side. He turns it up the field, and he is brought down by number 45, Marquise Pratcher.
That is not surprising to us tonight, I feel like, because Marquise was, not Marquise, Williams is a wide receiver player, and he's running the ball to show his speed in quarterback position.
Yeah, that running there by the quarterback is not surprising at all. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen more of it early on. Maybe they aren't too strong on running the option and having quarterback runs, so they're going to throw that ball down the field until they show that they can stop it.
So now 3rd down and 7. He is unable to complete the out pattern to number 3, Anthony Derryberry, but there's a penalty on Cassius Reynolds, it appears. The referees are huddling to determine who this foul is exactly on. But I believe that Vacaville might be dinged here for, it's an illegal man downfield for Rodriguez. So this is ultimately not going to affect the play, and it'll be 4th down for Rodriguez.
Even though it is a night to remember Mr. Ward, it is also Breast Cancer Awareness Night for Vacaville High School, so we shouldn't forget about those people who are fighting breast cancer right now or have fought and beaten breast cancer.
And you can see the players wearing pink paraphernalia with their armbands, with the tape, all to support breast cancer at this crucial time.
This is a big game tonight for Vaca High to show support for everything they believe in, and that is family.
So the Vacaville Bulldogs are ready to receive the kick. The returner is around the 40-yard line awaiting the Rodriguez punt. They blitz up the middle to try and block the punt, almost got there, and it takes a favorable Rodriguez bounce, and it is going to be stopped right around the 34-yard line. So Vacaville will be taking over in pretty good field position for their next drive with Chad Hecking.
I always see Chad Hecking coming into this series throwing the ball first play. Even though they've been running the ball a lot, Chad Hecking, I know he's itching to throw that ball or at least keep the ball for a good run to boost his stats to show the Utah that, hey, I can play, boys.
Yeah, speaking of Utah, Chad Hecking committed to Utah earlier this month, and he will be attending Utah after 2 years of having
a Mormon mission.
Yeah, a mission for his church, and so we'll see how he's able to do when he goes on to that next big stage, playing the Pac-12.
So congratulations to Chad Hecking. He is under center. He takes a snap. He drops back. No play action. And it is a screen to Cassius Reynolds, and he rushes to the left field, and he jukes, and he bowls over the Rodriguez defender, number 23. Absolutely got ran over. David Teasley. Cassius Reynolds, a super sophomore for Vacaville Bulldogs.
Cassius Reynolds wanted that play. He wanted that hit. He wanted to get all that frustration he has been building up for this week. That was a great way to get rid of it and a great way to impressive for Cassius Reynolds right there to show, hey, Pop, I can play.
So John Burke in motion. They hand it to Kane Cunningham up the middle. He breaks 2 tackles, and he is ultimately swallowed up at the 35-yard line after a gain of 5.
Cunningham's really showing his work tonight, what he can do. Maybe he's looking for a scholarship right now somewhere.
Cunningham's really showed why he's been the elite rusher for Vaca High so far this year, and he's showing exactly why he's that explosiveness that Vaca High's always had and always wanted.
Now this is another second down. I won't be surprised if Chad Hecking throws the ball here for a play action pass or keep.
And right on cue, he play action passes. He has number 80, Zach Myers, wide open down the field. He stumbles. He had all that pay dirt right in front of him, but he is ultimately down at the 6-yard line for a 1st and goal for the Vacaville Bulldogs.
This is in the NFL. When you touch the ground with a knee or a foot, you're down.
Good job by the big boy to make that play, and unfortunately fell down, but he was still able to make the catch and move the Vaca High team down to about the 7-yard line.
So this is a game for the sophomores because Zach Myers is also only a sophomore for Vacaville. So Chad Hecking rolls out to his left side. He has John Burke wide open, and that is another touchdown for the Vacaville Bulldogs. John Burke's 2nd receiving touchdown of the year. 3rd receiving touchdown. Nope, I was right the first time, 2nd. I should never question myself.
John Burke has 2 rushing touchdowns. That's what you're thinking.
Yes, he has 2 rushing touchdowns, and now he matches that with 2 receiving touchdowns.
Really no surprise to see the play action pass there from Chad Hecking. That's what he does best. That's what he's always done best. He's a very accurate passer through play
So this 2-point conversion is underway. He rolls out to his right side, Chad Hecking does, and he's trying to get the edge, and he knocks over the pylon, but the referee says no good, so Vacaville, 3 touchdowns, not an extra point. So we have just an 18-0 lead for Vacaville with 4 minutes and 23 seconds left in the 1st quarter.
This is Vacaville still showing their dominance in the game, though. Even with no extra points after the score, they still are here to show that we are here to play and we will not give up.
Yeah, this is just a typical Vaca High offense, Vaca High defense, smash mouth, run it at you. Then when you finally stop the run, play action pass, touchdown.
So, Jake, what do you think Rodriguez can do to try and stop some of this momentum for Vacaville?
Well, I think the biggest thing is going to be to contain Kane Cunningham. So maybe get some outside pressure, maybe get your linebackers up on the inside, defensive ends to get the ends. And that's all you can hope for, is to hope that you protect it, but if not, then well, it's going to be very hard to beat these Vaca High Bulldogs.
So Marquise Pratcher with the kickoff, and we have a different returner for the Rodriguez Mustangs. He cuts up the field and is bottled up at the 25-yard line. So number 86 for Rodriguez is Misiel Caballero.
That was a great job by Misialo to get up the field on the right side and get the extra 3 yards for them.
Actually, 86 is Jeremy Lewis. We had some wrong information there from our sources, but we have been corrected. Jeremy Lewis, the senior wide receiver for Rodriguez, is 6'2", 185. So
yeah, Rodriguez has a pair of really tall, good receivers, with Werner being 6'4" and Lewis being 6'2", and they'll definitely be looking to size up on them.
So Werner was in motion, and he cuts the ball upfield. He has a wide open field. Number 1, Dulon Stevens is trying to track him down. Can he catch him before he reaches the pylon? No, he cannot. So Rodriguez, just like that, responds with a long run by Torian Werner.
And you were asking earlier, how does Rodriguez stop the momentum of this Vaca High team? That is how you stop the momentum of the Vaca High football team, scoring on them and then getting the ball back and scoring on them again. That was a great job by Werner to show his speed and athletic ability.
And really a great play call there. They're probably not expecting reverse to start off the drive, and that was just a great play call and a great job there by Werner to break a couple tackles and use his great speed to get into the open field.
And you can see what an athlete Torian Werner is at 6'4", 200 with all that speed, running for a 75-yard touchdown rush. And that PAT looks like it is good, so it is a 18-7 game in favor of the Vacaville Bulldogs.
After that sweep, I would not be surprised if Rodriguez does a fake with Werner running to the left, stopping and throwing a deep pass to Williams for a touchdown.
Really catching the Vacaville defense off guard is probably the best strategy for the Rodriguez Mustangs at this point. And we talked about maybe having some option type principles for the Rodriguez Mustangs with all their athletes, because this has been a difficult year for Rodriguez. Their initial starting quarterback, Zach Neckel, was hurt in their very first game against Hercules, so they have been trying to find somebody at that quarterback position. They tried number 3, Anthony Derryberry. They even tried Torian Werner, with some success on the ground by those quarterbacks, but not a lot of passing success. They were 4 for the last 26 in their last couple of games. So Ron Tavis Williams is getting the call now, and let's see if the Mustangs offense can do a little better under him.
I have a feeling that the head coaching staff at Rodriguez realized Williams was going to be their starter as soon as Nichols went down. They just wanted to polish him a little bit more and make him a better quarterback, so they just put in different people. In
so an onside kick opportunity, and Rodriguez has the ball. It is a favorable bounce. It bounces right over number 7, Nate Villalobos for Vacaville, and number 51 for Rodriguez has the ball. Who number 51 is, we will never know because he is not on our roster, folks, but that's okay. Rodriguez has the ball. That's the only thing that's important. And Rodriguez has all the momentum all of a sudden in this game.
Yeah, imagine Vaca High after putting up 2 touchdowns, thinking that they got this game on lock already. They could easily be right back in this game. Could Rodriguez with another touchdown here? It's a 4-point game.
Rodriguez has never been a team to sleep on in this Mel's division. Oh, by the way,
so
this is
Caleb Stern has the ball, and he is stopped right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
And by the way, this is the first Mel game this year, too. That's another thing to add on to this game.
So this is the first Monticello Empire League game of the year. Rodriguez not really successful since switching over to the Mel. They have only 2 career wins since joining the Mel, both over Armio. So we are ready for the second down play. He actually lost a yard with 3:33 left in the game. Ron Tavis Williams back in shotgun. He receives the snap. He looks to his left. He rushes towards his left, and he is tackled by Michael Walker, but there is a flag on the play in the area of holding, so we will see what this flag is soon from the official.
That was a great play by the lineman, getting upfield. Number 75, we don't have his number, but that was a good play, busting out the middle and creating the pressure on that
75 is Trevor Stewart, the starting left guard, getting some reps in on the D-line. You love those trenches, don't you, Joe?
Oh, yeah. Always got to give the linemen some love.
So it looks like they brought them back, yes, in the area of holding. So it is 2nd and 22 now. And, hey, 22, that's when they got that big pass to Torian Werner earlier. So they seem to be quite fine with that distance. And they throw it incomplete, intended for Isaiah Moore, the running back. And really has not had any impact on this game so far, Jake.
Yeah, you really expected.
Sorry, Joe.
You really expected Moore to be more of an impact, especially looking at what he's done the last few weeks. Maybe they know that Vaca High's got a very good front, and it'll be very hard to run on them. That's why they're trying to surprise him with the pass more.
Isaiah Moore was told to be a great runner in this Rodriguez offense. I'm surprised they haven't found him the rock more.
He's really one of the premier running backs of the MEL, as we've seen in weeks prior for the Rodriguez Mustangs.
We were told he is like a Michael Turner type back, so let's see if he can have that sort of impact. Before the snap of the ball, there is a flag and it's in the area of false start. So back the Rodriguez Mustangs up to a 3rd and 27 on this play with 3 minutes, 2:59 if you want to be specific, left in the first quarter. So 3rd and 27. 3rd and 22, you got a 27-yard pass. Can you get another one? I'm not sure.
Won't be surprised if we do see a flea flicker or maybe a reverse option pass.
This is that kind of down and distance you see on like NFL Blitz where it's kind of cartoonish, but let's see if Rodriguez can muster up that kind of offense. Ron Tavis takes the snap. He looks down the field, just chucks it up for number 4, but it is uncatchable. So the Rodriguez side wants a flag on that play, but it was well over the head of number 4, Anthony Cable. And I believe it was uncatchable. What do you think, Joe?
Oh yeah, it was uncatchable, but it was in his general directions, and at least it didn't touch his hands.
Yeah, I think it was an uncatchable pass. It was too far, but that was still, if it would have been a catchable pass, I would definitely would have thrown the flag for pass interference there on the defense.
So Rodriguez back to punt. Number 81, Robbie Kundi, is the punter, and receiving is number 31, Amari Johnson.
And again,
so a shank of a punt, and it is down at the 50-yard line.
Vaca High is pressuring on special teams tonight, which is surprising. You don't usually see that from Vaca High's team.
Maybe they saw something on the film at Rodriguez that maybe they relax a little bit. They want to focus on getting downfield and tackling that returner. Maybe some opportunities there for a big special teams play that will energize this Vacaville crowd.
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to burst something through the line like they did on the opening kickoff by Kane Cunningham. A great play there, trying to replicate that.
So awesome job by the Vacaville defense stopping Rodriguez when they had all that momentum, that huge run by Torian Varner and that onside kick. Let's see if Chad Hecking can respond. He hands the ball off to number 2, John Burke. He is up the middle, and he is tackled around the 46-yard line for a gain of 4.
That's just some typical smash-mouth Vaca High football there. Giving it off to your big guy with Burke and just having him run forward. See how many people he can run over.
That was a good job by stopping the run by number 55. He tackled Darius Sanders.
So now it is up the middle, number 40. Looks like Wyatt Faulkner getting the carry. And whenever Wyatt Faulkner gets a carry, he runs for at least 15. So nothing surprising there. So it is another first down for the Vacaville Bulldog offense. And it is 2:18 left in the first quarter. Reed Ramirez is split out to Chad Hecking's left. Snaps the ball. It is handed off to number 40, Wyatt Faulkner once again. And he picks up a gain of 13 yards. So back-to-back Wyatt Faulkner runs, and Vacaville is rolling once again.
Oh, and Reed Ramirez is coming out. So I thought they were going to throw the ball to Reed Ramirez because he has such a big impact on this offense with his 8 receptions and 180 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Now Jason Wright is cycling in for Rodriguez. They have really a 3-headed monster with Jason Wright, Reed Ramirez, and Dulon Stevens at wide receiver. And this play is whistled dead before any action can happen. And let's see what the call is from the referees. They're getting together. Most likely it'll probably be a false start on Vacaville if I had to guess. So it backs them up 5 yards, and it is a first and 15.
That's something you do not want if you're a Vacaville player. Being backed up another 5 yards from the 10-yard line.
So it takes them out of the red zone for this next play.
Ramirez checked back in the game, too.
So Rodriguez able to sniff out that little dive play to number 3, Michael Walker. He is stopped for a loss of 1.
That was a great job by the D lineman. 49, Trayvon Laskowski.
What a name there, right?
So you want to be a broadcaster, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
So John Burke gets the ball. He runs it off his right side, cuts back, and he is able to get upfield back to the original line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 10 coming up for the Vacaville Bulldogs. That's a little out of their comfort zone for a rushing style offense. So what do you think the Vacaville Bulldogs have dialed up for this next play?
pass.
Pass the ball.
Why not give it to Chad Hecking or have the number 4,
Reed Ramirez with those neon shoes glowing in the bright night of Tom Zanino Stadium. So he is dropping back for the pass. It's a little screen dump off to Kane Cunningham. He breaks the tackle but is not able to elude the second defender, Laskowski. And Vacaville is stopped for a 4th down and 9 coming up. They had some kicking issues with a missed PAT earlier. Do you think they go for it?
I do not think they go for it here. They want to keep the score going up. I'd be surprised if they do go for the PAT.
So the offense stayed on the field like they thought they might think about it, but they are walking towards their sidelines. They're going to let the clock run out, and this will be the end of the first quarter. They're going to switch sides of the field, folks, and after the first quarter, the Vacaville Bulldogs lead by a score of 18-7. So really entertaining first quarter. Joe, what are some takeaways you have from this first quarter?
The takeaways I have is keep going what Rodriguez was doing on defense against Vaca High at the end of that first quarter of stopping the run, picking up Cunningham whenever he's in, and putting pressure on Hecking. And for Vaca High, just keep getting the ball to Cunningham. He is being a threat tonight. Why not? Just keep getting the ball to him.
So, Jake, what are some of your takeaways from this first quarter?
It's really been a lot of positives for Vaca High and not so many positives for Rodriguez other than that touchdown and the play going over to get that touchdown and then the onside recover. And that's all that's really been positive for Rodriguez so far.
So Rodriguez has had an up-and-down season thus far, having 2 wins, matching their win total from last year. But really some up-and-down play from Rodriguez is the story of the game so far. But Torian Varner really has put Rodriguez in a position where they're still in this game. It started out all in Vacaville's favor. With the Kane Cunningham return, it was a shot in the arm that just energized this entire Tom Zanino Stadium. And then the offense went back-to-back and scored some touchdowns. And it looks like the 4th and 7 opportunity, they are going to go for it. With Michael Walker in motion, Chad Hecking runs to his right, and he is wide open in the end zone. Jason Wright with his first touchdown catch of the season. So the Vacaville Bulldogs are now 24-7.
It's a good job by Vacaville's offense realizing, hey, they're just going to rush us like they did last play, so might as well throw the ball. So that was a good job by Chad Hecking to see Wright in the end zone to pass it down to him.
Really a good play call there by the offensive coordinators to really see that Hecking is very good with the play action pass. They had the corner route to Wright going. That's
so the 2-point conversion goes to Michael Walker, and he is untouched. So finally, Vacaville adds some extra points to those touchdowns that they've been scoring. So the awkward score of 26-7 is what we have tonight, folks.
Usually don't see teams putting up 26 points, but hey, you got to get it somehow, and they get their points through touchdowns and missing extra points apparently.
So Chad Hecking really came to play today. That was his 3rd touchdown of the evening. First going to Kane Cunningham on that little screenplay, then to Jonathan Burke, and now Jason Wright. So spreading the wealth among his teammates.
This is a time where Rodriguez wants to break something out on special teams to get more momentum going towards their way like they did last time they had the ball.
So Marquise Pratcher with the kickoff. Number 86, Jeremy Lewis with the return. He cuts upfield. He has a lot of room, but he is swallowed up by number 45, Pratcher, the kicker, who is also coincidentally an outside linebacker. So who says kickers can't tackle?
Rodriguez is rotating their backfield, which is surprising. Maybe they have something cooked up for later for Vaca High, or maybe another team to say, hey, we can run with anyone, and this is a trick play on special teams that we're going to use.
They have a lot of return possibilities because they have, quite frankly, a lot of speed. With their type of offense, has multiple wide receivers, a lot of return options.
Now I'm kind of curious to see what they do. Is Daniel Tinsley checked into the game at receiver for the Mustangs?
So let's see if Tinsley can make an impact. Before we can, refs whistle the play dead. Timeout by the Vacaville Bulldogs.
We were told by someone by Rodriguez that Isaiah Moore is a really big impact for the Rodriguez team, and we haven't really seen him much. We've seen probably one handoff towards him, and I was expecting more
from Moore.
Yeah, more from Moore.
Yeah, Isaiah Moore is the 5'7", 180-pound back. He is a Mike Turner, Mike Tolbert kind of style running back, short, stocky, but apparently has some explosion, some elusive natures to his run game. And he has really been a non-factor in this game for the Rodriguez Mustangs.
With his stats, he has 75 rushings for the first game, second game 72, third game 95, fourth game 105 with a touchdown, and the fifth game 53 with another touchdown. He was also a receiver and got one touchdown as wide receiver.
So that's about right around 400 yards in those 5 games, and he has been very limited in this one. So Rontavius Williams catches the snap. He looks to his left. Quick throw over to Torian Varner, who is wide open. Breaks a tackle, but is ultimately brought down by number 45, Marquise Pratcher once again. Pratcher with another tackle.
It really looks like DeLon Stevens there. The corner was playing way off the line. I think that Williams saw that and took advantage of that and was able to drive the ball down the field for an 8-yard gain there.
So really respecting Varner's speed, because we saw a little example of that on that sweep action from him in the first quarter.
Let's see if Rodriguez can do that again if they want to.
So again, Varner in motion, probably gonna, and they tackle Rontavius. They did not go for that fake. You can see that all the way. You score a touchdown on one play, you're gonna play action pass the next time to try and catch them off guard. Very disciplined by the Vacaville Bulldogs defense.
That was a good job by Vacaville defense to realize that was a fake, and I saw it coming the whole time.
I think we all pretty much saw it.
Varner didn't even look like he faked it as well as he should have, but it was a good attempt by Rodriguez's offense to try.
Looks like he was about 10 feet away from the ball there.
So it is a 3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs, and Rontavius, whose teammates call him Tay, so I think we're friendly enough with him. We can call him Tay. So Tay Williams in the shotgun position. He rolls out to his left, floats it, and it is intercepted. No. Amari Johnson could not hold on to that ball. He's a little upset with himself, but that was a great play by the cornerback.
I was thinking that number 20 would end up with that ball. Daniel Tinsley was going to end up with the ball at the end. So going back to the game against the Seahawks and the Packers.
There's a little too much air under that ball. There's a little hang time to that action. So really, Amari Johnson was in great position to make a play on the ball.
Johnson looks like he was trying to do his best Richard Sherman impression on that play.
So now it is 4th down and 5 with 10:47 left in the second quarter. And they finally get that block they have been waiting for. Number 45, Marquise Pratcher, right up the middle. They've been pressuring them all game long on all those punts. They finally connect.
You knew at some point it was going to happen, either now or later, that Marquise Pratcher was going to get up there and hit that punt ball.
Pratcher really showing that he can do it all today with his kicks and making the tackle on this last kickoff return and then blocking a punt right there. He's the true man that can go both ways and do everything.
So maybe Brock Hecking's not the only man who is special on special teams. Brock Hecking, of course, he is the quarterback of the team, but he's also a star punter, all MEL last year. His punting stats on the year are 15 for 584 with a 38.9 average. And, of course, he's a starting quarterback, and he is ready under center. He fakes it to Cassius Reynolds. He rolls to his right. He cuts up field, and he is swallowed up by the Rodriguez, and he does a little flip to get back up with a little flare there. So a gain of about 6 yards. So 2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs.
A player we should be watching on the defense for Rodriguez is DeMarco McNeil, who has been showing a lot of potential for this Rodriguez team and taking on this Vac High offense.
So let's see if McNeil can make a play. Hecking fakes the handoff. He goes deep down the field. He has Reed Ramirez wide open. He makes a spectacular catch. I lost all my vocabulary, folks. And he touches both feet in like it was the NFL, and Vacaville has a 4th passing touchdown from Chad Hecking.
That was a great job by Reed Ramirez, showing that he's more than just a one-sport athlete. He is a 2-sport baseball and football. Wouldn't be surprised if a college wants him to play both.
He's a very good receiver. Looks like a little bit of a younger Larry Fitzgerald there almost on that play.
And it was pretty obvious for the referees to see he got both feet in there with those neon shoes. And so Chad fakes it. 86 Chris Wood, the junior wide receiver, is in for the 2-point conversion. So Vacaville making a little bit more familiar score of 34-7 with 9:58 left in the game, in this first half.
Vacaville is starting to show that their PAT is working now, that they are understanding what they need to do after the touchdown.
They're one more 2-point conversion away from making a normal score.
And with this 34-7 first half score, it looks like the prediction that the Daily Republic made is looking pretty good. And they predicted a 48-7 victory for the Vacaville Bulldogs, and is right along that track.
Looks like Vaca High might put up even more numbers than that. They've already put up 34 in the half with 9 minutes left.
So Pratcher with a little pooch kick up the middle, but Rodriguez is able to field it. So they'll have great starting field position at the 44-yard line.
Vaca High seeing what 86 was able to do last time with that big 30-yard gain. And now Vaca High just wanted to get it up the middle because they know they can stop that Rodriguez's offense.
So Rodriguez going back out onto the field, looking to respond. They had a good response once they were down 18-7. Let's see if they can bring this back within 20.
It's really going to come down to how Tay Williams plays and how the offense rolls.
So let's see how Tay Williams does. He hands it off. Oh, a little option play, and he does hand it off to Isaiah Moore, who loses 2 yards on the play. Swallowed up by 85 Malik Walker.
It looked like Williams wanted to keep that ball, seeing that the defenders were coming straight at Isaiah Moore.
So Malik Walker and Jeremiah Lamau, the big boys up front. Vacaville Bulldogs have Christian Carmichael, Jeremiah Lamau, and Malik Walker as their starting defensive line. Those Polynesian names, you got to pronounce those vowels. So Tay Williams in the shotgun snap, and he rolls to his left and is tripped up by Malik Walker. Does he get a sack on that? He gets a one-legged sack on that.
I think he gets partial sack credit. I think Lamau was trying to also get sack credit for that at the end because he was touching him.
Well, if Lamau got that credit for the sack, that would be his first on the year, but Malik Walker has 1 sack on the year, also with a fumble recovery.
Well, in that case, does Peyton Coe also get credit for the sack? he was the one that was pushed right into Williams' back.
What about the turf?
The turf. Can I get a credit if we're just doling out some credits? Like my announcing the veracity of my language just knocked him over.
Sack.
Yeah.
Everyone gets sacked for tonight.
So Tay Williams back in the shotgun with 3rd and 17. He is looking towards his right. He just flings it down to the middle of nowhere, and even Dulon Stevens could not catch that ball with his speed.
Stevens looked like he almost had that ball, though. As soon as he saw the ball in there, he turned on the burners, rushing down to try to track it down.
Man, did Williams get hit on that last time on that back a high defensive front. Man, I'm surprised he was able to get up after that.
So really, he just prayed and chucked that ball into the air, trying to hope his receivers can make a big play after that Vacaville pressure was all up in his face. But he was not able to make a play there, so Rodriguez once again failing to convert on a 3rd down, so they punt the ball away. Finally get some protection, but another bad punt, but a friendly roll for the Rodriguez Mustangs. And the Vacaville Bulldogs will have great field position when they start at the 43-yard line.
Think that they're going to be able to score another touchdown here with the offense?
I'm going to go with yes. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that with I'm pretty certain about that.
Rodriguez could stop on this play, though, because Vaca High had momentum going, and then they lost it, and now Rodriguez. There's been a pattern. Rodriguez has stopped them after their 2nd touchdown. Let's see if they do it again.
That offense has been rolling all night, though. I think they've only had to punt the ball once.
I don't think they punt the ball at all.
No, they didn't have to punt the ball. Yeah, so
ball.
That's pretty good for your team when you don't have to punt the ball.
It's usually a good sign when the punter never has to step on the field unless they're back high.
Unless you're back high.
Well, actually, that guy's punter is always on the field.
Yeah.
It's Chad Hecking.
Yeah.
Spoke before I remembered that.
So a penalty by the Rodriguez Mustangs makes it a easy 1st and 5, easier than a 1st and 10. So Chad Hecking has Chris Wood in motion, and he fakes it to Wood, and he does a little peel back, trying to elude the defender, trying to look like Madden, and he's throws it down the field. Number 85 has the ball, and he scores a touchdown. Malik Walker.
That was a great
But
job.
there's a penalty at the 42-yard line that we must check out to see if Malik Walker gets his first touchdown of the season.
That was a great job by Chad Hecking to making himself look like Russell Wilson back there, scrambling and moving around the pocket, trying to get the ball down the field.
Number 74 for the Rodriguez Mustangs, Bernal really got knocked on that play by Cunningham, who was coming back to get his quarterback's backside.
So it looks like it is a penalty on Vacaville. Was it a personal foul? Or
Probably a personal foul on
foul.
Cunningham for that
Personal
hit.
foul.
That was a massive hit, and he was...
so penalty on Kane Cunningham for what? Hitting too hard?
No,
No, I'm just kidding.
that's unnecessary roughness.
Unnecessary roughness. So it is a 1st and 18 for the Vacaville Bulldogs. They had a 1st and 5, had that penalty, brought back that amazing pass by Chad Hecking. We can't just forget about that. That was right on the money to Malik Walker, but it is no good. So Cassius Reynolds got that ball somehow, some way. It definitely tricked me, so it definitely tricked the Rodriguez defense as well. So he picks up the first down on a rush of 18 yards for Cassius Reynolds.
That was a great job of the right tackle, Bird, to get that block down the field for him, for Cassius Reynolds to get down, so he can get that first down.
So Cassius Reynolds, if we want to give some nicknames around here, I think Cash Money Reynolds sounds very nice. So it looks like Wyatt Faulkner.
I think that one might catch on for next year.
Yeah.
Cash Money.
Hey, he's a sophomore. He's got 2 more years for Cash Money Reynolds. Wyatt Faulkner with a 9-yard rush, so 2nd and 1, and this is a dangerous down for the Mustangs defense because they have all sorts of possibilities.
Let's see if Hecking can get the ball downfield again.
So Chris Wood on the sweep, and he is nailed, but not after picking up the first down after gain of 2.
And that long pass play from Chad Hecking got called back. That would have been his 4th touchdown pass of the game today. He is having a career day today against this Rodriguez defense.
Chad Hecking is trying to boost those stats, looking like, so he can show to his Utah callers that, hey, I am ready to play.
Chad Hecking, of course, played all his junior year last year as a starter, has a lot of experience. Rodriguez stuffs it with number 45. Once we find number 45, who is non-existent because he is still not on our roster. But it was a great play by that Rodriguez defensive lineman, stopping the Vacaville rush offense.
I think that was number 48, Basby, actually.
Maybe change his numbers this week. Maybe
So Keenan Basby, the defensive end. A flag on the play here. Let's see what it is. Interesting camera shot there by our camera crew. We are students after all. So I'm not blaming anybody in particular, but whoever's on the board. One I might focus on the football action, maybe. It is a 34-7 game. So it is a 2nd and 14. Hey, I'm sure the board appreciates that I'm actually watching their shots, right? So Chad Hecking steps back, lofts it up. It is completed to 82, Jason Wright.
That's his 2nd reception tonight. His first one was a touchdown.
So really, Jason Wright having one of his best games as a Vacaville Bulldog. Coming into the game, only had 6 catches for 76 yards. 2 big plays for Jason Wright.
Yeah, Wright's really shown that he can step up and play with the big boys tonight, already having a touchdown and another catch right there for about 20 yards.
We weren't surprised coming tonight to see different names and different players on the field.
So now, looks like Cassius Reynolds runs it in for his first rushing touchdown of the year for the super sophomore.
Yeah, he's really going to be the spark plug of this Vaca High offense until he graduates. He's a really explosive player, and I expect to see him a lot and call his name a lot.
Vacaville has a ton of senior running backs that are very, very good. DeMonte Moore, Kane Cunningham, Michael Walker all going to be leaving after this year. So Cash Reynolds really going to be a important running back for the future of the Vacaville Bulldogs. So Sam Patel in for the kick, and it is no good once again. So Sam Patel missing 2 PATs and really not living up to my nickname that I gave to him, Sam PAT Patel, because that is his second miss of the game. He has missed 4 others this previous season, so he's now 17 for 23 on the year in point after attempts.
Let's see if Vaca High kicks this ball off again to their big run, the big wide receiver in the backfield, number 86,
Jeremy Lewis. So Lewis is back there all alone with a couple of blockers right in front of him.
You think we might see Sam Patel's brother come in and kick some field goals if he keeps missing?
Is that his little brother or his big brother?
I don't know. I think he's his older brother, actually.
So Sam is the little brother, so maybe we have big brother come in, show him a thing or two. Let's see, 86 comes in, and he is stopped by number 10, Luke Andrzejczyk, on that kickoff return. So Jeremy Lewis only getting Rodriguez out to the 25-yard line to start this drive.
After that first big game for a 30-yarder, the 25-yarder wasn't very spectacular as last time. I would like to see Jeremy Lewis break for a touchdown. I would not be surprised if we see that tonight.
Yeah, definitely there's some holes and opportunities for Rodriguez on their kickoff returns. If Jeremy Lewis can show the speed that Torian Varner had, then Rodriguez can maybe potentially get an easier score than what they've been having on offense.
Let's see if Rodriguez can break the prediction right now.
So we got 3 wide receivers to his right of Tay Williams, and it's another wide receiver screen. Anthony Derryberry unable to haul that in. One of my favorite names, Anthony Derryberry.
This isn't looking too good for Rodriguez. They might be a little shaken up right now, but let's see if they can build up their momentum going into this next drive.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Rodriguez as Tay Williams calls in the play in the huddle.
Looks like Vaca High is taking over all of the momentum. Rodriguez has lost any momentum that it had after recovering that onside kick.
So now Tay Williams has 3 wide receivers to his left. He looks towards his right, and he rushes, and he cuts back up the field, cuts across the grain, and he is able to get a first down, but potentially going to be called back.
I don't think it's going to be called back. I think it's going to be on Vacaville's defense for probably a late hit or maybe a helmet-to-helmet collision, because Williams looked like he was down right there.
So it is against Rodriguez. I believe I saw maybe a block in the back by one of the receivers when Tay Williams was cutting across back to the left side of the field.
That's really more the offense we expected coming into this game with a natural wide receiver playing quarterback in Tay Williams.
Yes, a lot of speed for this Rodriguez Mustangs offense, but really the athletes don't really match up with the system because now that their starting quarterback was out, not a lot of arm accuracy out there for a shotgun-style offense, but a lot of speed, and Tay Williams drops the ball, goes to his left side, is trying to throw the ball. He goes to the right side, chucks the ball down the field, and it is broken up by Dulon Stevens.
Dulon Stevens, that was a great job by Dulon Stevens to say, hey, I got 2 receivers, the ball's coming this way, and blocks it down for him.
And you can see there the Vacaville crowd honoring Demetrius Ward with his jersey up there against the fence in the Vacaville crowd.
Very tough game for Vaca High to play after everything it's gone through this season and gone through this week. It's been a very tough week from the Vaca High side of things.
But really credit to the players for keeping their head in this game. It can be very easy to get very emotional when something tragic happens to one of your close teammates. And really they came and they're playing an excellent first half. Let's see what they do on 3rd down. Tay Williams launches the ball down the field for Varner, and it is picked off by Dulon Stevens. He is running and he dives forward to the 40-yard line. Didn't want to get tackled there by Varner. He saw a big 6'4" guy chasing after him, and he decided to get all the yards he could. But big play by Dulon Stevens, his 2nd interception on the year.
That's his 2nd interception, but that's the first time ever Vaca High ran with the ball on an interception or any return over at all for a good 10 yards. So that would be good to put on their stats on Max Preps.
Yeah, DeLon Stevens, the great interception. You see him jumping way up there, extending those arms of his to pick the ball off and even get a couple of yards after picking it off to move the Vaca High to about the 40-yard line.
Surprised that Stevens can get up there with that 6-foot-tall receiver, Williams or Varner.
So let's see what Chad Hecking has in store. He is in the shotgun set with, looks like Burke in the backfield. And he looks to his right, doesn't like it, progresses to his next read, and it goes right through the hands of his receiver, number 3, Michael Walker.
Walker really should have caught that pass there. It's not like him.
Walker should have caught that pass. Just like Jerry Rice always says, if he touches your hands, you should have caught it.
Maybe he should go out there and catch some bricks after the game like Jerry Rice did.
Maybe we'll teach his hands to be softer.
So missed opportunity there for the Vacaville Bulldogs, going right through the hands of Michael Walker. But it was a good pass by Chad Hecking. And what I'm really impressed with in such a run-heavy offense is progression passing. He looked to his right side, didn't like that, went to his next receiver. But he doesn't pass it here. He hands it off to John Burke, who cuts it back off the field, and he's pushing forward and right around a first down run. So we'll see how this adds up, see if it's 3rd and short or if it's a first down.
It's a really good job by Vaca High to adjust to a quarterback, Chad Hecking, because they're usually just run the ball, never pass the ball. Maybe once they'll pass the ball, but now with Chad Hecking, they can throw the ball as far and as deep as they want.
So Chad Hecking in the shotgun, John Burke in motion. He is his safety valve. He gets it to him, but it is dropped by John Burke.
Like I said earlier, Vaca High would have never done shotgun before, but with Chad Hecking, they're trying new things. They want to show off Chad Hecking as much as they can to make him look better.
They're really trying to utilize Kane Cunningham in this offense, so you see him spread out wide, as close to us as we can get. And he's really a force in the passing game as well, as he's had a good amount of, he's had 5 catches for 54 yards, and he also had a touchdown earlier in the game too.
But now he's in the backfield, and he is blocking for number 3, Michael Walker, and he falls forward for a gain of about 5.
Looks like a little scrimmage down there between 74 and 77 on Vaca High and Rodriguez.
So it's actually a gain of 4 on the play, so it is a 3rd and 6 with around 4:20 left in the second quarter.
You ever been in any of those little scuffles, Joe?
Oh, too many. I try to avoid them as much as I can, but they happen.
It is handed off up the middle to 24. Yep, that is Kane Cunningham. So he is shot just short of a first down, so it'll be 4th and 2. 4th and 3. It's 4th and manageable. Do you go for it with your kicking woes for Sam Patel?
With little scuffles there, though, also, you have to just ignore it because you're going to come back at him the next play anyways. So just get over it and just come back the next play to him as hard as you can in the mouth.
So that was a great shot right here by our cameraman, Anthony. Good job, Anthony, showing how close exactly Vacaville has to get. And it is a hard count that gets Rodriguez. Looks like they had jumped offsides, or was it possibly Vacaville that drew them offside?
I think it was Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been struggling all game with this hard count and also their own count by getting a lot of offside penalties on them tonight.
Yeah, I don't think anyone moved on the Vaca High front. Been flinching in. Fly could have landed right in their eye and they wouldn't have moved.
So Chad Hecking with a hard count gets a first down. And they hand it up to the middle to Kane Cunningham, and he is wrestled down by number 5, DeMarco McNeil.
DeMarco is the guy we're told to watch out for tonight with his senior stats this year.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more of DeMonte Morris. He's had a good amount of playing time so far in this season. He has 264 yards and a touchdown rushing, and they really haven't utilized Moore at all hardly this game.
So no more for Vacaville, but there is Michael Walker, and he is in for the touchdown rush on the jet sweep. So yet another touchdown. Vacaville leads 46-7.
That was Vaca High showing, hey, Rod, you can run the jet sweep, so can we.
So big Michael Walker with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. Entering today's game, he had 195 yards, and that's pretty impressive considering he didn't start becoming a running back full-time till the last couple of games of this season. Predominantly the middle linebacker. He's really taking over for Davion Harris, who I believe left the team because of grades, Joe?
Yeah, I believe so. Grades came out, and then he left. I didn't really ask about him. I didn't want to get into much detail about any of the other players. Then
a mysterious loss of Davion Harris, but Michael Walker stepping up, and now Sam Patel finally lives up to his name, P.A.T. Patel, and he gets his first one of the evening. And now we have a 47-7 game, so 40-point lead for Vacaville in the first half. Really very comfortable. So let's see if Rod can muster up some sort of offense that they can take home and build upon.
Rod does need to come back right here. Give the ball to Moore, because Moore needs the ball more.
So a lack of more from both sides. DeMonte for the Vacaville Bulldogs and Isaiah for the Mustangs.
I'm not really sure how much longer this Vaca High first-team offense and defense will be out there, especially with a 40-point lead. It's going to be hard for Coach Papadopoulos to leave them out on the field, risking injury of his star players.
So it looks like
And
the
early
kickoff is ready with Sam Patel kicking off, and he pooches it, and it is received at the 20-yard line and tackled by Cassius Reynolds. And so Rodriguez will start this drive at the 35-yard line.
That was a gain of Bulldogs right there.
Isaiah Burke looks like he laid a hit on him there.
And now Rodriguez has a man slow to get up.
That's something you never want on any side of the team is a man down. This game is already physical enough, and if stuff like that happens, it's very
So that Rodriguez player is number 61. Mysterious number 61, who is limping off
It's
the field.
51.
51.
He's also mysterious.
Yes. He's been mysterious this whole game. He made a tackle for a loss earlier in the second quarter, and now he's injured.
He also recovered that onside kick, too, and we have no idea who he is.
Yeah, so
51.
a big player for the Mustangs is, I'll call him Rey Mysterio, so the mysterious one. So number 21's in motion. Another botched snap for the Rodriguez Mustangs, but Tay Williams able to make something out of nothing, and he gains about 2 yards on that quarterback rush.
That was a good job by Williams to make himself look like RG3 there. Making something out of nothing with his little, he had purple socks on like RG3 does.
So that was Michael Winston in motion, and funny story about Michael Winston, I actually personally know him because when he was 2 years old, he was in my mother's daycare class. So Michael Winston, close family friend, good kid. Glad to see that he's out here for the Rodriguez Mustangs.
That's the third botched snap now for Tay Williams in this offense.
So Winston in motion, and he gets the ball, but it is a poor throw from Tay Williams, leading him a little bit too much. Incomplete pass, and now it is 3rd down and 8.
That was intended for Winston, sorry.
Mr. Michael Winston.
Who was trying to get some extra yards after that catch. Maybe he's heard some footsteps.
He is only a sophomore, but he is a big sophomore at 5'11", 185 pounds. Also, they're starting free safety, getting some snaps into offense. See how to best utilize his athletic abilities.
Looking at this team, they're very young. A lot of juniors,
A
sophomore at right tackle.
So Coach Berwin Hutcherson really trying to build for the future, being in his second year as the head coach. Yet another botch snap for Tay Williams, does not panic, throws it to number 7. It is incomplete, however. Number 7, Caleb Stern, unable to hold that one in.
These receivers really need to hold on to the passes. They aren't the best passes that are coming in from Tay Williams, but they really need to hang on to the passes if they want to have any chance at coming back from a 40-point deficit.
I feel like Rodriguez should leave their offense on the field right now. Try to get something going. Their kicking team hasn't been doing that right. Good. And Rodriguez just needs the ball in the end zone right now.
So Rodriguez instead punting the ball away yet again, trying to get some protection. And that finally get a good punt all the way to Amari Johnson. He has room to return the ball. He is going up the left side of the field. Could not get out of the arm tackle of number 23, David Teasley. So Vacaville has pretty good field position after Amari Johnson's good return at the 42-yard line.
Still a little surprised that we haven't seen the second team offense, although I see number 7 in huddle, which looks like the backup quarterback.
So Nate Villalobos, if surely Nate Villalobos is in the game, Chad Hecking's day probably done, and it is. So Chad Hecking ends his day with 4 touchdown passes?
3, I believe. Yeah.
3.
touchdown passes. One was called back.
Oh, right. So Nate Villalobos with the handoff. Bunch of men in that pile. Let's see who comes out with it. Number 43, it looks like Jacob Fetters. So it looks like backup central for Vacaville Bulldogs.
It looks like they're still keeping their front offense in to protect those young guys in there.
We'll see once we have a better angle of those numbers. But it is handed off right up the middle to Fetters once again, and it looks like he has enough for the first down.
Yeah, it looks like the starting offensive line is still out there, at least for the most part. I see Reese Peterson out there, the right tackle.
Number 72, it looks like, is into the game. Jacob Carpenter at tackle.
Looks like he's taking over for this left guard, Stewart.
So that Chris Wood handoff looks like it is null and void with this penalty coming up. So the official signaling a penalty on the Mustangs. So benefit for the Bulldogs getting 5 more yards, 1st and 5 for the backup. Nate Villalobos out there.
Nothing's going right for this Rodriguez team right now. Anything that you'd think could happen badly.
And that
is
was
happening.
a nasty tackle by number 55, Dorian Sanders. A little close there to like a clothesline, but
That was a good job by Sanders of busting through that offensive line and pushing and pulling down Feathers. That's a little scary right there, seeing him wrap around.
incredibly scary, but very effective in taking the running back down. So Villalobos out there. He drops back for his first pass attempt, fakes out the defender, tries to loft it to number 84, Ethan Bryhouse, but it is no good.
That was a good job by the backup number 7 to pump fake it, looking like Ben Roethlisberger with number 7.
Number 7 rolling out to the left with the pump fake, trying to elude the defender, but good by Nate Villalobos to try and have that touch to get a big play on 2nd down. But now let's see what the Bulldogs have in store for 3rd down.
And Michael Winston, the free safety, almost picked that pass off from Villalobos, too.
So Chris Wood has it on the handoff, and he turns it upfield. He is running past the defender, and he is nailed by Michael Winston out of bounds.
That was a good job for Chris Wood to run extremely hard up the left side, trying to get that touchdown, probably for his first his career first.
It would be his first career rushing touchdown. He has a receiving touchdown on the year, but that is probably his season long with a 21-yard rush. And now it is number 30, Isaiah Edwards, who is a junior running back for the Bulldogs, up the middle. And Vacaville would be pretty much content to – oh, I thought they'd be content to let that run down to halftime, but they are still trending away with 26 seconds left in the 2nd quarter.
Looks like they're going to just probably run the ball and keep that clock going.
So 86, Chris Wood with the inside handoff, breaks the tackle. Is he in for the touchdown, folks? Yes, he is. Chris Wood with his first touchdown of the year. Yet another rushing touchdown for the Vacaville Bulldogs.
That was a great job by Chris Woods, recognizing that safety was playing back. Winston was waiting for him back there for the tackle and just jukes him for the end zone.
So good misdirection by that Vacaville running game. Fake it to the up back, give it to Chris Wood, who's a wing back trying to in motion, and that deception led to that touchdown.
Great job there by the right guard, who I believe is Austin Bird, if he's still in the game.
If he's in the game.
Yeah,
I believe
I
believe Jesse Mendenhall is also in the former starting right tackle. So I saw 51 out there. We saw 72. And now P.A.T. Patel fixing his kicking woes. So it's a 54-7 game. 54-7 game. Hint, hint, hint to our scorekeeper. 54-7 instead of 9.
This is looking like the prediction that they were having, though, for Rodriguez Vaca High game this week. Maybe we will see Rodriguez get on the board again with his backup defense in.
So now 12 seconds left in this first half. And Marquise Pratcher set to kick the ball off. Hey, maybe Lewis can bring this ball out for a kickoff return for a touchdown. We've been talking about how really Rodriguez's kick return game has been pretty good. They've had open opportunities for the returners to get some substantial yardage, and maybe number 86, Jeremy Lewis, can create a big play right before the half.
It looks like Rodriguez is just rotating in wide receivers in the backfield to return the ball until they found Lewis, who they really like now as the return man.
So Pratchett, the outside linebacker, is the kickoff guy, and he kicks it off right to Lewis on a direct line drive kick. Lewis works the ball to the left side of the field, thinks he has the corner. He does not, and he is wrestled down right outside the 30-yard line. But once again, good return by Jeremy Lewis.
That was a good job by Jeremy Lewis. That's his second 30-yard return for kick return.
Now with only 4 seconds left in the half, we could probably expect a Hail Mary pass from Tay Williams, more than likely to their speedster Varner.
Yeah, when you have a 6'4" guy and you want a Hail Mary pass and you just want to throw it up to try and get it to him, let's see if Tay Williams has the arm strength for a 70-yard pass. Hey, he's been under a lot of pressure in this first half, and we've seen him chuck the ball down the field. It looks like he has a pretty decent arm. We'll see if he can make something with 4 seconds left. He looks to his right, looks to his left, receives a snap from the center. He is looking all around. He chucks the ball up to Varner, and it is picked off by Cassius Reynolds to end this first half. So that super sophomore has another big play with an interception, a rushing touchdown, complete dominance from the Vacaville Bulldogs this first half.
Oh, definitely complete dominance for Vacaville's offense and defense. They are trying to get the game. Rodriguez is going to have to try to get their momentum on offense again. And when they do get their offense going, they need to play a lot of catch-up this next half.
Yeah, Rodriguez is definitely fighting an uphill battle here. Down 54-7 going into the half. It'll be very hard for them to be able to come back in the second half and to ultimately win this game for Rodriguez.
So really a dominant first half is a story of this game so far with the Rodriguez Mustangs 7, Vacaville Bulldogs 54. We'll be back with the second half right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of this Vacaville lead over the Rodriguez Mustangs, 54-7. Joining us, Joe Angier and myself, Brian Nelson, is our new color commentator, replacing Jake Wade, is Kareem Walton. Kareem, what do you think of the first half?
Hey, fellas, thanks for having me, man. The first half just turned out to be a can of open up. They just put it on, man. It's 50-47, as you said, and so, you know, the second half we're going to be able to see if Rodriguez have anything going for him, but I doubt it, B.
All right, so Joe, what do you expect from Vacaville?
I see Vacaville come back with that run offense. I think they're going to have their second stringers in, and they're just going to pound the ball all night just to keep that clock going so the game will go by faster. So it doesn't look too bad on Rodriguez. And Rodriguez, I don't see them giving the ball more to more, and maybe throw a trick play. We were told that they don't run trick plays that much, but it doesn't hurt to have one in your pocket at some point.
Yeah, let's see if we can get anything exciting from the Rodriguez offense. And really the story of today really is about the memory of Demetrius Ward and really the effect it's had on the entire Vacaville community as a whole.
Yeah, it's not the first time that this happened to Vaca High School, actually.
Yeah.
2 years ago, a very memorable coach, Coach Green, passed. It was very tragic for Vaca High, and they played with a lot of heart after his passing. He was such a great motivational speaker for Vaca High, and he would literally give the Martin Luther King speech every Martin Luther King Day. He was just such an amazing man to be around for Vacaville, and he has such a big heart for the Vaca High School spirit.
And B, as you touched on about Demetrius Ward, you know, the SCSN family would like to extend our condolences to the Ward family for their loss. you just have to understand that, they have to play a game as you touched on before. And I think these guys are playing with a heavy heart, but they're not letting it get to them on the field out there. They're really giving it to the Rodriguez team.
And
So,
this
yeah.
is what Demetrius Ward would have wanted to.
Okay, yeah. So really, Vacaville out to this humongous lead over Rodriguez with a 47-point lead at halftime. Really sparked early on with that early kickoff return for a touchdown by Kane Cunningham. And it was really a Kane Cunningham show early on with that return for a touchdown, and then he caught a ball from Chad Hecking, and that really started the ball rolling. Vacaville threw 3 touchdown passes from Chad Hecking.
They didn't really have anything going on not special teams, I'm sorry, PAT. They couldn't get anything pointing out their touchdown for them, trying to get the ball in for a 2-point conversion, missing a field goal at the first try. And it didn't look too good for Vaca High. Slow start, maybe still the feeling of missing someone in their huddle or missing someone on the sideline that's always there for them, and Ward.
Yeah, Rodriguez was able to get a touchdown and make it 18-7 and recover the onside kick, which we thought that the momentum was going to go in their favor, but it did get away from them later on in the first half. And as we see now, starting the second half, it's a 54-7 spot by the Vacaville Bulldogs. Yeah,
Vacaville scoring a lot of touchdowns in various ways. 1 on special teams, 3 through the air, multiple through the ground attack. So we are ready for the kickoff here in the second half. Number 90, Sanchin Patel, the older brother of Sam Patel, kicks it off to Lewis, who receives the ball at the 10-yard line, picks it up, tries to look for a seam, and he dives forward to the 23-yard line, which is where Rodriguez will start in the second half. So let's see if Tay Williams can learn from some of his first half mistakes and really capitalize on some of maybe Vacaville's potential miscues if they have some bench players playing instead of starters.
Yeah, this will be a big thing for the Rodriguez team to capitalize on, to show, hey, we want to still play here. We are a good potential team to be in Mel's. Last year they can only beat Armia, who isn't very powerful on the team, and they want to show, hey, we can still play in this league, and we want to.
So a little bit of a delay here while they get the football. That's important part of football is having the pigskin. So we are ready to go in the second half with a 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Tay Williams back in the shotgun position with 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 on his right. And he gets the ball. He looks to his left, throws it that way, but is picked off right away in the first half by number 42, Dalton DiMartini. So Vacaville's backup initially comes in and creates a turnover.
Oh, yeah. That's not good for looking on Rodriguez, but the only thing positive I saw in that play was Williams got the snap down. They probably were practicing in halftime, getting that snap down. I'm sure the coaches were getting in their faces about that the whole time during halftime, because that was a big cause of why they are behind.
Yeah, and it seemed like Tay Williams in that first half was having trouble receiving a snap, and when he do get it in the second half, first play from scrimmage, he throws an interception.
So now for Vacaville, Gabe Caravante's in instead of Nate Villalobos, and he hands it off the ball to 43, Jacob Fetters, and he is pushing the ball down the line, and he has a 8-yard gain, so it's going to be a 2nd and 2 coming up for the Vacaville Bulldogs. And a lot of their backups in, trying to show the coaches what they can do. You can see there number 77 in at left tackle, Thomas Clark. 55 is in there, Quentin Cardoza at center, and multiple backups.
This is a time where the backups can show, hey, coach, I can play next year, and I should be a starter next year as well. I'll see this quarterback probably trying to take over number 7, Villalobos.
And so Jacob Fetters runs the ball back up the middle for a 1st down. Good job by that 2nd-string offensive line. You see Reese Peterson moving over from right tackle to left guard. We have 55, Quentin Cardoza at center. 51, Jesse Mendenhall at right guard. And right tackle is number 72, Jacob Carpenter.
That was a nice stick by number 7, or linebacker for Rodriguez. And it's obvious that the talent level is very different here from Vacaville to Rod. So they have to stay in play and stay competitive out there.
So number 30, Isaiah Edwards, goes up the middle for a minimal gain of 2.
This is just like we thought, though. They're just going to run the ball, try to kill the clock, get the time going, have their backups take some reps against a starting team.
So it's actually a 3-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 7 with 10 minutes and 1 seconds to go.
And it's obvious that this game is over, but for Rod, you just have to play with passion and don't give up.
Tell me how you really feel, Kareem. Is this game really over?
It's not over till the fat lady sings it also.
So it looks like Chris Wood has the ball, and he has the edge, and it is beautifully blocked by the Vacaville Bulldogs. So Chris Wood, 2nd rushing touchdown of the evening.
That was a good job by Chris Woods to show that, hey, Coach, I can also run the ball too, as well as catch the ball. He also looks like he's going to come in next year as a good. Isn't he a sophomore right now?
He's a junior, so he's going to be a vital piece to this Vacaville Bulldog offense when Reed Ramirez, Dulon Stevens all have to go because they are seniors. So Chris Wood, name to look out for next year's broadcast.
Definitely. Nice scamper by Woods to the left side. He had nothing but pay dirt.
Beautifully blocked. So Sanchin Patel with the PAT of the Kicking Patel brothers. Let's see if he can make it. And it is good, according to the referees. So it is a 61-7 game. Man, it's a very, very good effort. I don't know how any superlatives that are. It's a great effort. It's a spectacular event by the Vacaville Bulldogs offense.
Is showing Vacaville for who they are. They are trying to show everyone that they can play hard physical football, that they are the dominant team in this male division, and they just Rodriguez just happened to be the first victim. And
we saw in class a team from Southern California win 99-9. Yeah. You think that is a possibility here with Vacaville with their motivation?
Hey, it's not out the realm of possibility. They put up 54 in the first half, and they can easily do that again in the second half. Rodriguez started the half with the ball, but as we said, Tay Williams threw an interception on the first play.
So Patel with the kickoff, and Lewis running the ball back, and he tries to cut through the defenders, but is stopped by the Vacaville Bulldogs special team unit.
This is now the time where Rodriguez needs to give the ball off to Moore. I have been waiting all game for Moore. I've only seen him get the ball once, and that was for a loss of 2.
Yes.
I was told Moore is a very impactful player for this Rodriguez team, and I was excited to watch him play, but we haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, and that's surprising because with the score of the game, you would think DeMonte Moore would get a few touches, and he is second in rushing for the team with 264 yards with a touchdown, averaging 5.6 yards a carry. So let's see if he can get some action in this second half.
So not only DeMonte Moore for Vacaville, but also Rodriguez has a Moore, Isaiah Moore, who is their workhorse, who has over 400 yards rushing on the year and is really their feature back. Right next to, has a direct snap in the Wildcat formation. He goes off to the right side, and he is stopped for a gain of about 2. So Isaiah Moore, you want some more?
I want some more. And that's number 2. I want to see him go in again. Number 7 is back there, and for quarterback it looks like, instead of number 6, Williams.
So number 7, Caleb Stern was in there. It looked like it's a Wildcat style offense that they're running with 36 getting. So Caleb Stern at quarterback, running a direct snap up the field. So it looks like they're switching styles in this second half because they predominantly had a 4 wide receiver set, kind of spread offense. Right here we see 2 direct snaps, 1 to the running back Isaiah Moore and 2 to the backup quarterback Caleb Stearns.
This is the time where probably the Rodriguez is trying to get the game over with, so they can just go home, recuperate, realize what they did wrong this game, and fix it.
Definitely lick your wounds and play for the next game.
So Rodriguez actually has 2 number 7s, and the second, oh, that's number 3. So Derryberry going to his left, trying to throw the ball, goes to his right, and he chucks the ball down the field, and it is a great catch by number 6. So Tay Williams, why you got to be a quarterback if you can make catches like that?
Definitely, and rolls out to the right-hand hash and hits Tay Williams, and he looked like he cut right in front of the defender.
Yes.
I thought that was going to be picked off.
Yeah, Cassius Reynolds had a great position on that as a defender, but he kind of waited for the ball, didn't try and high point the ball. Tay Williams comes and undercuts him for the spectacular catch and the first down. Really a spark for that Rodriguez offense.
The Rodriguez has so many good
So Tay Williams on the jet sweep from Derryberry. He breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, goes along trying to get the first down, but it stopped short with an 8-yard rush.
Looks like Williams is now saying, hey, I'm not quarterback, so I don't have to play so much conservative. Let me take some hits now because I'm a receiver and I can play for this team. And now Rodriguez is showing that they have more than just one quarterback,
yes,
which is surprising because now later in the game they can do it whatever they want. They can have Williams throw the ball. They can have Varner throw the ball.
Yep.
That's what you like to see. You like to see guys still be competitive even though the score is out of hand. Still stay out there and give yourself a time to make up. And
so Anthony Derryberry with the pitch to Michael Winston, and he is able to pick up the first down after a gain of about 5. So Anthony Derryberry switching from wide receiver over to quarterback, and they have seen some excellent results on this first drive of the second half for the Rodriguez Mustangs.
Derryberry probably wasn't seeing that many times. Wasn't even thought of as being a quarterback because he looks really small back there.
He's 5'7", 150 pounds.
He's not that big, and they probably were just saying, hey, we have number 6 Williams who's bigger than you, so why not have him back there?
So Derryberry looks to fakes the pass, hands it to number 7, Stern, and he cuts upfield for a gain of about 3. So Derryberry, this is not his first reps at quarterback. After their quarterback, Zach Neckel, was hurt against Hercules, he was able to go into the game. He finished that game for Rodriguez, started the next 2 games and split time with Varner in the game against Fairfield that they won. And then Varner took over that job against Vallejo. But against Bethel, success wasn't as good when they lost 41-10. And we see Derryberry step back, screen pass to Caleb Stern. And he stiff arms the defender, but not able to go anywhere, so it'll be a 3rd and short.
That play just shows that how young this team is on Vaca High's second team. They were charging the quarterback when they should have been reading the screen. That's something that they definitely need to be coached better on, because I know Vaca High is a team that likes to stay on the line no matter what, and only rush a quarterback if you know you have a chance to rush a quarterback.
So it's a 3rd and 6 for Derryberry. He looks to his right, rolls right. He has some room in front of him, but decides to throw the ball, and it is tipped by number 15, Ramon Gonzalez.
Nice defense by Gonzalez there to get his hands on the ball and deflect that pass.
So it is now 4th down and 6 for the Rodriguez Mustangs. This is the best drive we've seen since a long time, since that 75-yard from Varner. So they are definitely going to try and keep this momentum up and go for it on 4th down. So Derryberry has 2 wide receivers to his right. He has Moore positioned, and Moore goes out to his right. Derryberry goes out to his right. He fakes the ball. He passes it across the field, and it is tipped by number 80, Zach Myers.
I think he would have gone a flag for that. Either way, he looked like he was past the line of scrimmage.
He was very close to the line of scrimmage. Looks like he went over it. But it was an incomplete pass, so no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
I think the referees missed that play, but he did cross that line of scrimmage. So, like you said, be no harm, no foul.
And honestly, even if he did get the foul, would Vacaville really take it to back him up? Probably not. They probably just want the ball. Have either Villalobos or Gabe Caravantes. Let's see who comes out for this. It looks like it is Villalobos, so they are going to go back and forth between backups, trying to get reps behind Chad Hecking. Should anything happen to him, you never know in football. You need to have a backup quarterback ready to go. So Jacob Fetters up the middle, stopped by number 49. It is, that hard name once again, Lascasque. Lascasque.
Stop.
It looks like the Pop is having a quarterback position competition right now between the 2 juniors. See, hey, who wants to take over the spot next year?
Yeah, this is very vital for 2 returning quarterbacks to see. Chad Hecking's a senior. He's, as we said, has committed to Utah. So who's going to be the quarterback of the future? Is it going to be Gabe Caravantes or is it going to be Nate Villalobos? Either way, it's going to be Spanish. So 32 is Isaac Flores with his first rushing attempt of the year, and he is able to grab about 2 yards to make this a 3rd and about 6.
And this is kind of a flash into the future for Vaca High. Say, hey, these are going to be the guys that we run with next year probably. And it looks like they're going to go back to the running game. I don't see them throwing the ball next year as much since Chad Hecking is leaving. And he is such a dominant passing.
This is a good time for the 2nd and 3rd string to get some reps, fellas, and that's what it's all about. Like you alluded to, you got 2 juniors coming back for next year, so let's see what they do for this second drive of the second half.
So number 41 trying to lead block for the Vacaville Bulldogs, was unable to. So number 5, Derek Limas, unable to get the first down on that run. So it's 4th down. We'll see Chad Hecking for his first punt of the game. That's pretty good for a punter to get in 1 minute left into the 3rd quarter.
He's an athlete out there. He's the quarterback in the first half, and now he's punting the ball in the second half.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Chad Hecking want to throw the ball, run the ball. He's been getting really cold on the sideline, waiting after the first half.
So let's see what Chad Hecking can do, the all-MEL punter last year. This year he has a long of 70 yards, and it is a booming high fly kick to number 4, and it drops in front of him. He touches it, and he is immediately wrestled down by Cassius Reynolds, and he is about to be pile drived into the ground.
Swarmed by the Bulldogs special teams. They was down there, and as he fumbled that ball, they was over to pile on him, and he didn't have any response as far as getting any yards on that play.
That looked like a wrestling move from those Vacaville special teams. And, hey, speaking of wrestling, I believe a former Vacaville alum has become a professional wrestler.
Yeah, Clayton Jack, graduated in 2008. He wrestled for Oregon State for a little bit. As a sophomore, he went 3-5, or 3-11. I'm sorry, and he was a heavyweight wrestler. And then in 2011, he won Pac-10 championship heavyweight section. And then after that, he went to NCAA championship, went 2-2 without placing. But now he is in the WWE or WWF.
Yeah, WWE.
And he is wrestling as he's doing good now.
Yeah, so he has a new moniker. He is under WWE, under their developmental territory, to try and become a professional wrestler. Guys, if you're a professional wrestler, what would your name be?
I have no idea. Probably.
Mine would be Brian the Brain Nelson. You like that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I try.
Oh, I know one for Cream.
Cream?
It'd be Cream, you know?
Cream,
He
just
creams his
Cream.
opponent right into the mat.
Cream to a point. I don't know.
And Joe Angrier.
Angry. That's been there all my years.
Yeah.
I'll probably go from the slim, shady type of guy.
And then another wrestler was Johnny Soup, who is redshirting his freshman year. He redshirted his freshman year and now is playing as a sophomore.
So now the Mustangs have the ball, a direct snap to Moore. He bounces to the right side. And that is a gain of about 1. So, folks, that's a couple wrap-up of a couple former alums from Vacaville doing very well.
Yeah.
So Moore gets that direct snap, gains about 2. So it is a 2nd and 8 for the Rodriguez Mustangs.
Now let's see if the Mustangs could just get some drive going like they did in the first half. Keep the momentum going for this start of this fourth quarter.
So Derryberry gets a snap, goes to his left, looks, he has a man open, number 6, Tay Williams, once again. But he is stopped by Cassius Reynolds, the sophomore safety who's made a huge impact on this game, both offensively and defensively, having a interception in this game and a rushing touchdown. So really the future of the Bulldogs.
Yes, he is. I see this Rodriguez team is going to start passing, being more pass happy this series, and they're going to try to get down to the end zone.
So Derryberry takes a snap, doesn't like what he sees to the right side. He has some open field to his left, cuts, slips, and is right around the first down marker. So Zach Myers saw that big body of that sophomore, and Derryberry goes to the ground.
Looks like Derryberry just wanted to give himself up and not take a big hit. He knows he's very vital right now because he has been doing quite well for Rodriguez, and he wants to stay as a starting quarterback till the end of the year probably.
So it was a first down by Derryberry on that quarterback scramble.
And what you want to do if you're Rodriguez, you just want to have something positive going into your next game. It's obvious that you're not going to win this game, so you just want to put together a nice drive and see if you can see pay dirt. So
Derryberry back in shotgun, gets the snap. It looks like a direct snap and is going to go towards the left side. It is tackled by the cornerback for a gain of 3. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Mustangs.
Yeah, 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. If they could get this first down and try to get it going down the field, they may have some action, but history tells me that they may turn it over.
But hey, big number 15, Torian Varner is split out to the right side. He is one-on-one with, looks like Cassius Reynolds, and he is going towards that right side. Doesn't like what he sees. He is being pressured, and he is brought down by number 34, Isaiah Burke.
That was a great sack for him, Isaiah, right there. He's probably been looking for that, hungry for that since his sophomore year.
Oh, he has been anxious to finally get some varsity play. Isaiah Burke's a huge speed burst around the edge, and he tackles Jerry Berry for the sack.
That's the first sack for this second-string defense, too.
I believe first sack of the game as well.
No, we had a sack earlier.
Okay.
We remember we had the conversation of who got the sack. And
Oh,
we came to the
yeah.
conclusion
See,
that
that was
everyone
such
got
like a fluky kind of sack. I can't even remember it. All right, Derry Berry on third down and long. Looks to his right, loses his mouthpiece, and he is scrambling away, trying to protect himself. Zach Myers can't bring him down, and he chucks the ball down the field. Not a wise decision, and he is lucky that number 30 could not bring that down for the Bulldogs. Isaiah Edwards, the running back / corner, had that ball flow right into his hands, but knocked away by the Rodriguez receiver.
That's not good for Terry Berry just to chuck the ball up there. It was a good job scrambling back there, but he should have probably moved over to the right more, get to the open edge, and maybe set his feet and throw. Because history has shown for any league quarterback, college, high school, or NFL, that if you cannot set your feet, the ball is going to be thrown up wobbly, and maybe someone's going to pick it up.
Yes. So Rodriguez has a different punter on the field. They have number 30, Kemji Obioma, back to punt the ball away.
Kimji Obioma.
Yes.
Looks like there's some
That's
confusion.
about 32 points on Scrabble. Kemji Obioma.
Nice name.
And Cassius Reynolds is going to be the punt returner, but a timeout by Rodriguez.
The clock was probably run down, and they didn't want to be called for flag to be pushed back even farther, so
Yes.
they just...
So let's see if Kemji can do a better punting job than the previous punter, who had a couple miscues. Not entirely his fault because of his blocking kind of failed him early on, but once they shored that up, a couple of shanks. So we're going to see a backup punter, see if they can improve in that area on special teams.
They're probably going to go home and think really hard about this game, and tomorrow wake up, brush it off, get some film time, realize what they did wrong, what they did right, and work on it throughout the week for the next game.
And as we anticipated, you know, Coach Pop took his foot off the gas. Didn't really want to run up the score. He always had a surmountable lead in the first half. So they only scored one time in that third quarter, but as Rodriguez gets set to punt here.
So Obioma with the punt. Over to Cassius Reynolds, over his head. He lets the ball go, lets the ball bounce. It takes a Rodriguez roll, and it is going to be down at the 23-yard line. So speaking of Rodriguez and what they're going to do in the future, we will actually bring you Rodriguez's game against Wood here at Tom Zunino Stadium in a couple weeks so we can see the progression of the Mustangs offense and defense.
That's going to be a good game. Wood is speedy, and it's going to see how they react to this speedy Rodriguez team. Vacaville was able to shut them down because of their powerhouseness, and it could be a good reflection on Wood to see, hey, this is what Rodriguez did wrong.
Yes.
This is what Vacaville did right.
We call that in the business the litmus test to see how two players do against the same team. So Vacaville with Gabe Caravantes hands the ball off to number 5, Derek Limas, and he breaks it up the field. Wide open. He's going to be chased down by number 4 for the Mustangs, Anthony Cable. But Derek Limas with the biggest play of his career so far as a Bulldog with a huge run. About, let's see, 57 yards, I would say, on that rushing attempt.
Sounds about right.
So Derek Limas
Looked like
taking the most of his opportunity.
Looked like he kind of eased up on the brakes there, and he looked like he could have probably breasted out,
Yes.
but it looks like he slowed down a little towards the end.
So he was running. He's like, yes, yes, touchdown, touchdown. Coach told me to run down the clock. I better stop.
Yeah, but you know, Darius don't really get to see a lot of action on the field, so I pretty much think that he was trying to get the pay there, but he was caught by number 4 for the Rodriguez.
So that is his second career carry. So Caravantes cannot get that snap off because of a penalty. Offsides on the Bulldogs.
So getting back to the wrestling names, B, I just thought of one, a good one for me. The
Oh, yeah?
Slim Reaper.
Slim Reaper.
The Slim Reaper.
I like it.
And I came up in a time before it was WWE. It was a WWF
Yep.
as a kid. And my favorite wrestler back then was Junkyard Dog, JYD, baby.
Okay. So Caravantes hands it off to number 43, Jacob Fetters.
I remember wrestling when I was a kid too.
No?
I sat there, and my favorite wrestler was The Undertaker. I don't
Yeah?
know why. He was just so different from all
You
the
know,
rest.
Paul Bearer actually scared me. I used to have dreams about that guy, man. You know, the way he looked, all that makeup, and the eyes always big.
Yeah.
Never liked that guy, but I did like The Undertaker when he
Yeah.
did the coffin move. What was it called?
I don't remember. I
Well, the
just remember
coffin, like the buried alive matches and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
He-
WWE fans. Okay, Gabe Caravantes hands it off up the middle to number 11. Oh, nope.
Nice lick there by number 9.
Every time I think of wrestling, I think of Hulk Hogan and what was that movie called with the little nerd kid and he had
No Holds
vote for Pedro.
Oh, Napoleon Dynamite?
Napoleon Dynamite. I always
Oh,
remember that
Dynamite,
movie
okay.
with the lady with the bandana always flexing her muscle. Well,
So we have 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Vacaville closing in on the red zone. And he hands it off to number 30, but he is wrestled down. Isaiah Edwards tackled by the jersey and thrown down to the ground.
Yeah, by number 56, Zachary Steinberger. And he had a play there looking like J.J. Watt, man. Just threw him down right on the ground.
So the right tackle able to make a play on defense.
and Vacaville is just now winding down the clock, trying to get the game over with so they can go home and Rodriguez can go home and recuperate.
So 3 minutes, 14 seconds.
It's the first league game, right?
Gabe Caravantes hands the ball off. Big hit by number 5 on number 5. So Derek Limas smacked.
By DeMarco McNeil. Nice hit by McNeil there.
So Rod taking this opportunity for their starters on defense to get some reps in. Again, Rodriguez really an up-and-coming program just because they've never had a coach come back in back-to-back years since around 2008. Coach Berwin Hutcherson trying to build some stability with the Rodriguez Mustangs. So many of their players are either juniors and sophomores. So Hutcherson's trying to build a program for success for the long term.
That is really hard for a new coach to come in with not much success in the past years to start something going. Miraz did it for Vacaville. Even Coach Bowles was a good coach there, but there wasn't much going on for Wilson
So
Wood.
Derry Berry throws it to Varner. And he is whistled down.
It doesn't help also that he has a big question on who's quarterback every game.
Yes.
That was the problem we were having earlier about who's starting, who's not starting.
I think the struggles early on in this season and only having 2 wins has a lot to do with their starting quarterback going out the very first game of the season. They've had a patchwork all of their quarterback situation this entire year. And it really is hard to build consistency when you have multiple quarterbacks. So Derry Berry hands the ball off to Moore. He has some space on the left side, and he is tackled, though, by number 32.
We finally see more coming out.
Isaac Flores.
I want to see them hand the ball off more, maybe just kill the clock, end the game, and recuperate.
Yes, 1 minute and 20 seconds approaching on the game clock, so probably about 2 more plays left in this game from the Rodriguez side, as it is a first down and 10 for the Mustangs.
And we know no Stevie Johnsons are walking through this clubhouse, so the coach is going to have to deal with the talent that he has.
So that jet sweep does not work against the disciplined Vacaville Bulldogs defense. Stevie Johnson, of course, is an alum of the Rodriguez football program and current 49er.
And with the injury we saw earlier, number 51, that we couldn't figure out, he did end up leaving the game. We don't know what was the injury, but
it looked like some concussion-like symptoms because he's very dizzy. He had his hand over his face. So number 51, whoever you are for Rodriguez. You made some good plays. You got hurt. Hopefully you get better by the time you face Wood. So Derry Berry out to his left, runs back to his right, throws across the field to number 6, gets tipped, picked off by number 45?
15, it looks
15. Ramon Gonzalez.
And right here, Vacaville is just going to take a knee, end the game. And
So they're
shake
just
hands.
letting the clock run down. There's 7, 6, 5, so on and so forth. So the fourth quarter is winding down. It looks like Vacaville Bulldogs will win this game 61-7. Joe, what is the big takeaway for Vacaville in this game?
That you have more talent than just your starter. Actually, you can see that there's someone that can play if someone goes down for you, no matter what. That you know this team will rally around after a serious tragedy, no matter what it is or how it happened. That this team played with a big heart tonight after loss of Ward, and I'm sure they're going to take this win and take the football and take it to put it in
The
Ward's
parents.
Take it to
Yes.
their parents.
So, Kareem, what was your takeaway from the game today?
Well, for me, I just see that Rodriguez's talent level is not up to par with Vacaville. And what they have to do, as you touched on earlier about the quarterback situation, is try to get some cohesion going into the next couple of games. By this being the first game of league, we have Vacaville getting off to a great start, 1-0 in the SCAC. And we're going to see what can the Rodriguez Mustangs do to redeem themselves from this showing today.
So that's it for us here at Tom Zanino Stadium. For Kareem Walton, Jake Wade, who is not here, Joseph Angier, all of our cameramen and production, my name is Brian Nelson. We'd like to thank you for watching, and of course, all of our thoughts and prayers are with Demetrius Ward and his family and friends at this difficult time. Thank you for watching. The final score, Vacaville Bulldogs 61, Rodriguez 7.